Deputy Chief. Go ahead. Deputy, I was sitting over here with the ladder. We got a major fire on the 6th floor. Major. You want another ladder truck? Then I need at least one more. You better figure on two. That about half of the building's going. 10-4, 202 to North Central. 202 go. Two more ladder trucks. Clear, 10-7-5-2. 202 to 209.
So tell me what you can about the fire at the Army Record Center.
So let's see, I think I was home one night and the boss called me and said, don't go to work tomorrow. I said, we get a day off. He said, oh, you may have more than one day off. Have you watched TV? I said, no, I haven't had it on today. Seemed like he said the 6th floor was on fire. I said, the 6th floor? Good gracious. So a lot of people were out there, you know, watching the place burn, and the fire department had a terrible time because of where it was at and the fact that their ladder only went to a certain height. And they went ahead and went in the building and went to different floors, making sure there was nobody in there. These people, they had to get out first, but the people in the computer room, because they work at nights. And then we, let's see here. Then we went down the highway and watched it burn. It was a pretty good fire.
From Interstate 70?
Yeah, Interbelt.
Interbelt? Okay.
But it was quite a trip watching the everybody. Everybody on the page was watching it. The people would stop by in Interbelt and watch it, like watching the fireworks go off. And then after the fire was finally out.
How long was that?
Oh, a couple of days.
Couple days.
And we got about a week off, and then after that week, boss called and told us to come to work. I said, where at? He says, come to work at the AGP Center, which is a place down the hill. And he said later on it was just simply, first they thought it was, you know, an accident, but then they later on said there was somebody that, a disgruntled employee that they said started it in the records, and it smoldered for a while, and it finally caught fire, but nobody, I don't believe they had a system up there yet that raised the alarm. They didn't have any sprinklers in that area. And after a while, I guess somebody smelled something or said, "What's that?" And I think somebody could see it from the road. See the yellow things up there. So they called them, and they called the fire department. And some people in the computer room, they had no idea what was going on, because they were in a closed area. And as soon as they found out, they shut it all down and got out.
Tell about the cleanup.
Oh yeah, the cleanup. That was several of the guys were able to put the hard hats on and go down in there, and it took them quite a while to get the water out because of the elevator shafts. They were filled with water. It was a mess. All the machinery was well, the presses were all ruined because of all the water, and the machines that we had in there. Some of them we were able to work with, like the folder, but something like the collator and the decorator, those were all ruined. So we had to just go ahead and take a whole bunch of stuff and wheel it outside to the loading dock and have somebody take it away. And then they had some people come in that was, you know, pushing the water out. And then you had after a while they had to, the decision was finally made that the 6th floor would come off. They could, but all the records that had been burned A lot of it was saved, but you couldn't read it. So they formed a. There was a room off to the side on the first floor, and it had plastic all the way around it. And they had people in there just piecing. They had about 20 or 30 people in there that were drying it out through a certain process where you could dry it out and get the water out, and then you could possibly read what was written on the parchment. So they did that for about, I don't know, last next 10 years until they finally got a lot of their records restored. But it was quite an event, quite an adventure.